Good morning, everybody. Hope you're feeling good. Welcome to the next week of school. What we have to talk about today is the end of chapter 14, the last build up to the Civil War. Your homework is going to be to read and outline the last section of chapter 14 tonight. And then we'll be on our merry break. Okay, so we're just at the last build up to the Civil War. The lines have been drawn. All the things we've been talking about over the last months are finally coming to a head. It's time for the fight. It's time for the talking to stop. It's time for people to put their money where their mouth is and to find out who the real abolitionists are, who's willing to fight. So 1860, we know Lincoln is elected, but the key to this election is the sectional lines. Lincoln wins total support in the North, almost total support in the North, while the Democratic Party is split, but they control a lot of the South. Lincoln didn't win any Southern states. They hated him. They hated him because he was going to take away their slaves, and they knew it. So Lincoln is declared the winner, and the South says, not my president. And they secede. South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi in short order, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas. They withdraw from the United States. February 4, 1861, and they form a new nation, the Confederate States of America, the CSA. In the North, one country, the USA. In the South, the CSA. And everybody's preparing for war. Crittenden of Kentucky, of the United States Congress, proposes a solution, a compromise. And it was a big plan, very ambitious. It doesn't go over. Republicans kill it. They're going all in. They're all in for abolition. They're like, we're ready to fight. We're willing to fight. It's worth fighting for. Let's do it. So, but the Crittenden plan says that in order to avoid war, save the country, they're going to compensate owners of runaway slaves. They're going to get rid of those pesky personal liberty laws that were going on in the North that were hamstringing the Fugitive Slave Act. They're going to reintroduce the Missouri Compromise line with slavery guaranteed below it. And here's the most important part: a constitutional amendment to prohibit federal interference with slavery in the South. Republican opposition kills this, like I said. So both sides are ready to fight, but the problem is nobody wants to fire the first shot. Whoever fires the first shot looks like an aggressor. They look like they started it. So Lincoln very artfully games the Confederates at Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter was a United States, USA, not CSA, American. Lincoln controls this fort. It's off the coast of South Carolina, okay? And it's garrisoned by Union soldiers. They refuse to surrender at first. They're not just going to give it up. The South opens fire, shells the fort. The Civil War begins, and Lincoln gives up the fort. He has no choice but to give it up. So after the fighting at Fort Sumter, 4 more states in the Upper South secede and join the Confederacy. Remember, Upper South, Lower South, right? Deep South, Lower South. I'm sorry, Upper South, Deep South. 4 more states, right? Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arkansas, after Lincoln calls for the army to stop the rebellion. Now, the remaining slave states, Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, and Missouri, are referred to as border states. Look, Washington, D.C., is right between Virginia and Maryland. Virginia's already seceded. Maryland, if it secedes, will leave Washington surrounded by CSA Confederate territory. Right? These border states become very important that Lincoln has to hold on to these states or risk losing the war. Right, so a couple advantages of the North: more people, more factories, more food. We have a navy. We have more railroad, more farms, more farms, more immigrants, more school attendance, larger cities, and no slavery. We have a lot of advantages going into this. The South, better generals like General Lee, the greatest general in the country, more rural. Virginia, North Carolina, all these states we mentioned before, okay? The Union has all these other states listed here in the North. Now remember, I'm going to post this now. You guys, good luck. Read your stuff tonight. You're going to read it and outline by midnight tonight. And tomorrow we're going to go over some primary documents that are in play here. Okay? Guys, take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. I miss you all very much. I hope to see you soon. I'm about ready to be done doing this. Okay? Miss you. Bye.